Okay, the time is 12:20 p.m. The day is October 12th, 2025. So this camera is going to pick up how they've been north, south, east, and west. You know what I mean? Just shouting the Americans. Ha, ha, ha. They're manic. They're fucking bipolar. They're fucking schizophrenic. They're fucking everything. I don't want to put down people with diagnoses. Some of the nicest people are diagnosably schizophrenic. Some of the kindest people are diagnosably bipolar. It's a challenge. And you can live your life and do stuff. So I'm angry in here, okay? I say the word retarded. That's not nice to say either. You're supposed to say handicap. And it's the right thing to say. It's civilized to be kind and polite. Okay, so what I have captured, my words on film in this terrorist cell have been rough and tough and not polite. And may I mention, all the cuss words are hard to hear. So I know better. Now let's move on. The people, American people, have not been able to stay away from this disgusting terrorist cell. And they've been around everywhere. Know what I mean, please? Shouting, literally 24 hours. And for the last 48 hours, 72 hours, it was a little bit better yesterday just for a few hours. And I captured that because I didn't have a problem. I had sound machine off and there was only one siren through the video. But the sirens have been so out of control, it is nothing but reportably, like you report it, historic. Okay? Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can continue with why I'm filming the floor. I just want to announce, if you hear Americans going, ha, yeah, ha, they just open their mouths and they moo, moo, like cow. Okay, basically, yeah, that's about what they're doing, but they're speaking English and they're Americans, okay? All right, so they're out and about. I'm forbidden from saying where they're doing that in the compound, but I am allowed to say that they're on the alley, 15th and S, and you can just hear them. They're not mentally, psychologically sound of mind. They're just out of it. And on the streets, you can hear them walking down singing. They're singing, they're doing everything. What I think with the ones that are singing, walking down the road, hollering out, singing so loud all to themselves, walking down the road, well, obviously someone doing that is in a bad state of mind. They're not mentally sound of mind. This walking down the road, shouting loud, singing super loud as they're walking really fast, okay? That person's probably on a lot of drugs. So what I think is there's a crack house around here somewhere and they get fucking wasted and walk out high as the sky from the house and start singing. Yeah, and so if you see that sort of foot traffic a lot, look for a fucking neighborhood crack house. It's just something cops know to do. But in DC, drugs are part of the fabric of the city. Drugs are something the cops with the sirens take themselves. The cops smoke crack here, and the cops snort cocaine here. The DC PD has detectives with badge and tie. You know how they wear white shirt, badge, and they have tie. They look professional. They have detectives that go back to their girlfriends who pretend to be in Alcoholics Anonymous. And there's crack all over the fucking houses. They stash it at the girlfriend's house. Part of her job is to go to AA and say she's getting sober and clean. She never is. She's smoking crack with her detective boyfriend. It's part of the insurrection here. This place, she's a prostitute, but not anymore. She's got a detective boyfriend. She doesn't do it with all these other guys. She just does him and she stores the drugs. He's a fucking police officer, detective. These are DC Metropolitan Police Department officers I'm telling you about. And they smoke massive crack where they're sweaty and look all skitsy, where they tie, flash their bag, and go in and out of the girlfriend's house, where all the crack is stashed. So back to crack houses and why they're screaming and yelling walking down the road. I think there's a couple crack houses near here, and they're walking out of the houses, high as the sky, singing, oh yeah, oh, I feel Jesus, yeah, Jesus hear me, because they're so fucking high as they're walking down 15th, okay? So that is what I've been witnessing here. People singing, people hollering, hackling. It's out of control, and they're doing this all around this terrorist compound, which is historic for the fact that they stockpile and store chemical explosive weapons, chemical weapons, and biological weapons, and all the body count here. The fact that they organ harvest and cut in and dig into internal organs with the bodies that I know I'm fucking hearing and smelling going down 24 hours a day. So then you got the Americans that walk around singing, oh, yeah, I feel it, yeah. It'll be men and women, one, and then maybe a couple hours, another one, singing. And then 24 hours a day, they're hollering, they're laughing, they're shouting, they're yelling. That I can report. But in the backyards here, in the front yards here, this sort of stuff, I'm forbidden. I can't talk about this terrorist compound. What I can report, okay, and we're trying to cram it in 14 minutes. I can report this. About, let's see, the time is 12:27 p.m. So, time. It's about 9 a.m., yeah, to be precise. Around 9 a.m., the only thing I can report is the floor. I witnessed the whole beginning and end of it. So this is all I get to say. They came here, right there, underneath that radiator, and they went like this. It's okay to knock on the floor. The floors are real touchy. They went like this, hard with an object. Knock. They started knocking. So I'm a little hesitant to get crazy on the floors, but that's what they did. And they did it from under the radiator with a heavy, hard object. It wasn't on the metal pipes. It was on some sort of wooden structure right underneath that radiator. And I'll show you where. Right about in the middle of it, right there, about this distance. They were right under there, running around. That's that dark room that I filmed. I can't get down there. It's too dangerous. That one time I filmed this. We'll talk about it later. There's this open area. We'll talk about it later. Anyways, they all run around and I'm there. And they came in with something big and hard. Boom, boom, boom. And so this is the pattern rotation of knock. They went knock, 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 knock. Knock, 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 knock. Knock, 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 knock. Knock, 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 knock. So it was clearly human, and they clearly had a pattern. They clearly premeditated it, and they carried out their little pattern. And they knocked down there, and then all this ruckus went going off down there, okay? Like crazy fucking ruckus, working sounds, they're working hard. It's unfucking believable what they're doing under this area. And then, so the only thing I can say is that room, I cannot fucking talk about that room. Extra room, forbidden, can't speak about it. This whole terrorist compound and everything else I've witnessed this morning, which is huge and historic, I'm forbidden from saying, but I can say that. They're just running free and easy. Now, there was so much I witnessed before and after, and I wish I could report, but I cannot. But they're running free and easy with stuff in their hands. Knock, 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 bing, and 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 bing. Talking to their fucking terrorists. Everyone can hear them. You can probably hear them from outer space if they did it loud enough. Down there. And it wasn't a scare. This was, I'm coming in, I'm doing my knock, knock. I'm big and bad. And yeah, I've noticed these knocks before. Yeah, I've witnessed tons of that terrorism. But I'm forbidden from talking about any terrorism here that I ever witnessed in the last 6 years. All I'm allowed to talk about is they're coming in there going, knock, 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 knock. I'm a baby in a playground. I'm kept alive and preserved like a little baby to come in here and knock, knock, knock. Look at me. And why don't you go down the street once you knock, knock, knock and start singing after you smoke crack, because I know you do. Oh, I'm feeling it. Yeah, Jesus. Oh, the crack house. house is fucking badass. I gotta get back to that crack house. The detective from DCPD sold me the best crack. Let's go to AA with his girlfriend.